Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another earnings video for you today. So let's talk about Mercadolibre, one of my favorite companies in my portfolio. And it's definitely a company a lot of people should be looking at. It's a top 5 position for me. I am down overall, but I'm very happy to have picked up some shares back when it was around $600, not so long ago, because right now, at the time of making this video, after hours, the stock is up 13% and it's back over $8,000. Now, in the short term, can come back down, can go back up, doesn't really matter. This company is still relatively small compared to the huge potential that it has. I've talked about this company a lot of times on this channel. If you want to learn more about the company, the basics, I highly suggest you go watch those videos. But let's touch on all of those incredible numbers for this quarter. Again, it really shows how resilient this company is, and well, it has a world-class management team. Now, before I do so, if you want to support this channel, do check out the link down in the description below to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to full.com/couchinvestor. Make sure to check out all the other links in the pinned comment. Also, I will be covering Fiverr's earnings tomorrow before the market opens, I believe. So stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button and a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Now, let's jump right into this. So for those that just want the highlighted numbers, EPS came in at $2.43 versus an estimated $1.93. So a nice beat on that. Revenue came in at $2.6 billion, which also beat consensus of $2.51 billion. Now, as you can see here on the picture on the right, you can see that, well, net revenues grew 57% year over year. This is just highlights. We're going to go in each and every segment. I really love the presentation, I have to say so, because every color represents one part of the business. Yellow, Mercadolibre; green, Mercado Envios, which is the logistics side; Mercado Pago, fintech; and Mercado Credito, well, Mercado Credito. All right, so first up, GMV, part of Mercadolibre, the marketplace. Here you can see that in all key areas, it is still growing quite nicely. Yes, in the other segment, in GMV and in items sold, that one is down in Q2, but in all the other key markets, still very, very healthy there. Total unique buyers reach 40.8 million. Now, the successful items per unique buyer is staying flat quarter over quarter at 6.7. Now, it is down from Q4, but it's still up from the year before that. Now, as for Mercado Envios, the logistics side of the business, which was a very, very important segment and one that they had to invest a lot in. And well, obviously you can see the results here, right? Managed network penetration. This is including fulfillment, cross-docking, and flex, reach 91%, and 55% of their shipping are same day or next day, which is very, very good. Now, again, as we've seen with Amazon, when you offer such services, it comes at a cost. But if you do it the correct way, the long term, it pays off. Now, they say here that over 264 million items were shipped through Mercado Envios. You can see here fulfillment penetration was nearly 40%, keeping similar levels since the peak season last year. And in Chile, as of Q2 this year, fulfillment represents nearly a quarter of all volume in the country. Now, as for Mercado Pago, the fintech side of the business, this has been growing at a very, very rapid pace year over year and quarter over quarter. So year over year, that grew here 83.9%. So acquiring TPV, which is this light blue, is basically composed of payment volumes from on-platform, which is the marketplace, merchant services for online payments, MPOS, and QR that reached $20.8 billion, which maintained its growth pace to achieve a 49% year-over-year increase on FX neutral basis. And the darker blue here is digital accounts TPV, which is composed of wallet payments, P2P transfers between Mercado Pago wallets, and prepaid debit and credit cards that has reached $9.4 billion, delivering another solid triple-digit growth of 189%, also on an FX neutral basis. Now, as for the unique fintech active users and wallet players, that has been growing quite nicely as well year over year, and even quarter over quarter, we see a little growth here. Now, some more details from the TPV on marketplace and off marketplace. So on marketplace, obviously the penetration here on platform is pretty high, 98%. of marketplace that has reached right now 70% of total TPV. So keeps increasing quarter over quarter. That's what you want to see. Now, as for Mercado Credito, I'm going to skip this slide for now. We're going to look at another one a bit later because, well, I do want to touch on, let's say, a risky part of the business and one that has maybe hurt them a little bit, which you can probably see already in this slide, bad debt and IMAL. IMAL is interest margin after losses. So overall net revenue grew 57% year over year this quarter, and that's over a quarter last year that grew triple digits. So quite impressive there. Now gross profit was $1.28 billion at a margin of 49.4%, 510 basis points higher than the 44.3% in the same quarter last year. Now, as for operating margin, that stayed a bit flat. It's a bit down, 12 basis points year over year, increased quarter over quarter, but still quite a nice level there. As for net income margin, that's 4.7%, 74 basis points higher when compared to the same quarter last year. Now, as I mentioned before, Mercado Pago, the fintech side of the business, keeps growing at a rapid pace. As you can see right here, fintech net revenue reached $1.2 billion from ongoing TPV growth and credit portfolio expansion. You can see clearly, right? Still triple digits. Fintech net revenue per quarter, 107% increase. And of course, we need to touch on the take rate, especially if you're bullish on the company. You want to see that number in a difficult market, let's say, stay relative flat. In a bullish market, in a better market, it should be going up, especially in the long term. So the commerce take rate has basically remained flat, let's say. The fintech one has increased year over year a little bit as well. Now, as for cash generation, they generated over $900 million in cash from operations, with cash and investments improving by $324 million compared to the same quarter last year. Now, touching back on what I said with regards to Mercado Credito, this is what I meant. You can see clearly that this is the biggest red candle here. So this is related to growing credit portfolio, mainly consumer segment, combined with net revenues. The credit business is accretive to margins. So if it wasn't for this, obviously operating margins year over year would have looked a little bit better. And if you needed a visual representation, this slide basically gives it. So credit portfolio continues to grow, albeit at a slower pace of originations in the second quarter, leading to growth in total past due portfolio ratios for loans over 30 days and 90 days past due as the previous cohorts age into the book. Now, product mix also plays a role in non-performing loan growth as the credit card gains share in the overall portfolio and is still adding new NPLs from newer cohorts. Now, past dues are well provisioned and reflected in current IMAL spread, maintaining the quarterly allowance for doubtful accounts. Again, those doubtful accounts is what was mentioned a lot of times in a bearish thesis. So the doubtful accounts rates of the portfolio at 11.3%, slightly above prior quarters, but total allowance for doubtful accounts cover 172% of non-performing loans over 90 days, well above sector averages. The current accounting rules stipulate provisioning for newly originated credits that are yet to become due, and increasingly so as loans roll into past due. To simplify it, you don't want to have a lot of bad debt on the balance sheet. And so to conclude, this was another great quarter from a great company with world-class management. Honestly, there's really nothing bad to say about this quarter. Yes, you can talk about bad debt and what we've just talked about with Mercado Credito, but it does seem that they have this under control. Now, it's always something you need to monitor over time, but the overall business is doing extremely well, especially in the current market environment. I mean, imagine if there wasn't super high interest rates, especially there in South America, Brazil, Argentina. Those are super high. I mean, super high, double digits, mid-teens or so. So nothing compared to the United States. So overall, very happy as a shareholder. Obviously, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you hold? Are you planning on buying? Maybe you sold. Leave it all down in the comments below. And if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the Fiverr video tomorrow. Bye bye.